Mom's Friend's Son. Episode 9. At the Crossroads of Love and Decision. Tension outside the hospital. As the hospital doors opened, Bae Sokaru slowly emerged. Although she had been discharged, she still looked fragile, with traces of the past few days' turmoil lingering on her face. Outside the hospital, two men were waiting. Choi Sunghyo and Song Hyunjun stood there, their gazes sharp as they acknowledged each other's presence. The air between them was thick with tension. "Sokaru, are you okay?" Sunghyo was the first to speak, his voice filled with concern and anxiety. However, beneath his worry, there was a hint of discomfort regarding Hyunjun's presence. Unconsciously, Sunghyo glared at Hyunjun, throwing a sharp remark his way. "What reason do you have for being here?" Sunghyo's tone was cold, but Hyunjun simply smiled and responded calmly. "Sokaru is the woman I once loved. Isn't it natural for me to be here by her side?" That one statement caused Sunghyo's face to harden, and he felt his long-suppressed emotions bubbling to the surface. But before things could escalate, Sokaru stepped between them, sensing the growing tension. In a calm but weary voice, she said, "Both of you, please stop. I can't make any decisions right now. I just need more time." Hyunjin's proposal for reconciliation. Back at home, Sokaru found herself still feeling confused. Caught between the pressure from both men, she felt overwhelmed, unsure of what path to take. Later, Hyunjun paid her a visit under the pretext of checking on her after her hospital stay. His eyes were still full of lingering emotions as he approached her. "Sokaru," he started cautiously, "can we start over again?" Sokaru froze for a moment. Start over? Hyunjun, who had once called off their engagement, was now asking to rekindle their relationship. She thought she had moved on, but seeing him standing before her now, all her emotions became a jumbled mess. "We already ended, Hyunjun," Sokaru sighed, her voice filled with hesitation. However, Hyunjun didn't give up. He suddenly pulled a small box from his pocket, dropped to one knee, and opened it, revealing a sparkling ring. Sokaru was shocked and stared at him in disbelief. "I won't let you go again. This time, I'll make things right. Marry me, Sokaru." For a moment, Sokaru's mind went blank. She wasn't prepared to answer such a proposal. Hyunjun was sincere, asking for another chance. Yet, all she could think about was Choi Sunghyo's man who had recently shown her such care and affection. Deepening conflict. The next day, Sokaru realized she needed to make a decision. If she didn't clarify her feelings soon, she would end up hurting both men. She called Sunghyo, arranging a meeting, and the two sat down at a small cafe in Hyeryongdong. The atmosphere was heavy, and neither seemed to find the words to break the silence. "Sokaru, yesterday, there was something I wanted to say but I couldn't." Sunghyo began, his voice low and unsure. "What is it?" Sokaru urged him, waiting for his response. "I don't want to lose you. I know Hyunjun is back, and I respect whatever decision you make, but my feelings for you haven't changed. I love you." Sokaru felt the weight of his words pressing down on her. She knew how sincere he was, and the trust and care he had shown her made her even more conflicted. "Sunghyo, I don't want to lose you either. But my heart is still so confused. With Hyunjin's sudden return, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Can you give me just a little more time?" Sunghyo quietly nodded. He tried his best to understand Sokaru's situation, realizing that pressuring her any further would only add to her burden. The moment of decision. A few days later, Sokaru found herself standing between the two men once again. This time, it was at the Hyeryongdong Park. The air was thick with tension as Sunghyo and Hyunjun faced each other. Hyunjun, unable to hold back, spoke provocatively. "Sokaru is meant to be with me. You don't know the time we shared together." Sunghyo's expression remained firm as he replied, "That's your opinion. Ultimately, it's Sokaru who will make the decision." Caught in the middle, Sokaru sighed deeply. "Enough, both of you. I don't want to see you fighting over this anymore. This is my life, and I'll make my own choice." Her determined voice silenced the two men. Now, the decision rested solely on Sokaru's shoulders. She needed to choose between her past and her present. That night, back at home, Sokaru found herself deep in thought. Memories of her time with Hyunjun and the moments she had recently shared with Sunghyo flooded her mind. Each man loved her in their own way, each treating her with care and respect. But now, the final decision lay in her hands. The choice of fate. In the end, Sokaru knew it was time to make a decision. She picked up her phone and dialed one of their numbers, arranging a meeting. This moment would be the most important decision of her life. As she whispered to herself, "It's time to make my choice."